Now this next step is going to be to take the stroker crank, which is right here. It's a standard stroker. You can get this at VT Cycles if they still sell them. This one's by Fongier, or maybe SEF if they bought them out. They're both good companies. But what I've done is I've taken my dummy bearings and I have dropped one into the uncut case and one into the cut case to give you an example. Now I'm not going to cut this case out bit by bit. It takes hours. I have a million other things I have to get done. But I will skip to the cut case and show you how to do it. It's not that hard. It just takes a little bit of work. Alright. Now in order to find out how much we have to cut around the, let me get my little laser here, Johnny Quest laser. In order to find out how much we have to cut, and I'm sorry, but I've just got this swine flu. But it can't hurt me because I'm an American, I'm 10 feet tall, and I'm bulletproof. So, no worries there. I'll keep making videos. That was just a joke. Anyway, we got to figure out how much we're going to cut right around here. And I will show you visually how to do that. Like, I don't know, right now. First we take the crank. Now after we put the dummies in. Now on the inside they are, I took a Dremel and the crank will drop in the inside and come out. So we take the crank here and I've elevated this larger case so that this end will not hit the table. But what it will do is this edge, or this shaft right here, will go through the bearing, and it will give me almost a very accurate. I wish I hadn't done that. Anyway, I like to center the DIO in here in this uncut case, like this, and I know it's going through the bearing here. So when I press the new bearings on, it'll be just about the same. Well, it will be the same. Now, to give you an idea of how much you have to cut, I'm going to give you a visual presentation here. We take a black marker, and what we do, as we go all the way around bottom case here. All the way up here. I have to watch the marker and the camera and the pen, and I'm sick at the same time, so please bear with me. Okay, now you can use any kind of marker, doesn't matter, but it'll give you an idea. I'll do this with what tries out. So we do that. Next thing that we do is we'll take the crank out. We'll put the crank over here. You don't want to drop these because they are balanced. If you drop them, they go out of balance, and I have no idea where you're going to get them done. But if you look very closely, you'll see how much meat has got to come off this outer case here. Now you'll notice, actually it's a little bit less than this, because to be fair, that marker really wasn't getting in a 45-degree angle there. But you'll see right up in here is you're not going to need to take off that much, and over here you'll take off maybe a little bit more. But the important thing is you will need to take off this area here and this crown right here, because when the piston comes down, remember, a larger crank is going to cause the piston to go farther up and farther down in the case. And when that happens, the piston is going to come down, and there can be no obstructions. If there's any obstructions in the case and you go to start it up, well, you're just going to hear a bang bang and your motor's gone. Sayonara, nice knowing you. Good night, Irene, the fat lady has sung. Okay, now we get over to the case that's been hammered out, and I don't feel too well, so I'm kind of going through this. But you can see that on the bolt holes, you'll get close to the bolt holes here. But our main concern is that this seating area along this edge here, this has got to be airtight. This motor is an air pump. Therefore, it has to be airtight. Now, getting up into the... We won't be doing this because we're not going to be doing 107cc or 114cc, which is needed. So this area is going to be left alone. And you might want to, if you want, you can take this area here where the oil, what happens is the oil comes down in here and it goes in this hole and it feeds the, actually it lubricates the oil pump that goes in there. So you can take a little bit of JB Weld and plug that up if you want. It doesn't really matter. So that's the next step. And I slowly go with a Dremel, and what I'll do is I'll Dremel an area out with my little carbide bit, and then I'll take my stroker crank. And you want to keep things clean. You don't want to get any aluminum dust or anything on this crank. Now, I'll slowly go like this, and if it rubs, then I'll take it out and do it again. And pretty soon, it's just going to drop in there, and you won't believe it. And when it drops in, what will happen is you'll need at least a millimeter, which is not much, around here, all the way around. And what I do is I put a little bit of the black marking pin on the edge here, and then I'll twist the crank around like this. And then if there's any black marking on the inside of the case, which would be inside here, then I know it's rubbing. So then I know I have to take off a little bit more. But if you'll notice, this crank, when it comes down, like right here, okay, watch very carefully. See if I can set this up. It sucks being sick. But you can see that it gets very close to hitting. It won't hit. But the same on the other side too. When it comes up. Well, anyway. That's the next step. So I've done it on a number of motors. I've done it on this one and my racing bike, and it does work. That is if you don't have a lathe.